In a small village surrounded by a dense, eerie forest, lived a young girl named Elena. She was known for her curiosity and bravery, traits that often led her into trouble. Her grandmother had always warned her never to venture too far into the woods, as it was said to be haunted by a monstrous wolf that hunted under the full moon. One cold December evening, Elena decided to collect firewood before nightfall. As she wandered deeper into the forest, she noticed strange claw marks on the trees and an unsettling silence that made her skin crawl. Determined to prove her fears wrong, she pressed on, clutching her small lantern tightly. The deeper she went, the darker it became. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the woods. Elena froze. Her lantern flickered, casting dancing shadows around her. Slowly, she turned to see a pair of glowing yellow eyes staring at her from the darkness. The wolf was massive, its fur black as midnight, and its teeth glistening like knives. It didn't attack immediately. Instead, it circled her, its eyes filled with an unnatural intelligence. Who are you?" Elena stammered, her voice trembling. To her horror, the wolf spoke. "I am the curse of this forest. You should not have come here, little one." Elena's heart raced, but she forced herself to speak. "What do you want?" The wolf stopped circling and sat, its eyes never leaving hers. "I seek freedom. For centuries, I have been bound to this form, hunting those who trespass. But you are different." Elena's fear turned to confusion. "How can I help?" The wolf growled softly, as if in pain. "Break the curse. Deep within the forest lies an ancient tree with crimson leaves. Take a branch from it and burn it under the light of the full moon. Do this, and I will be free." Despite her terror, Elena nodded. "I'll do it." The wolf gave her a warning look. "Beware, for the forest will not make it easy for you." Summoning all her courage, Elena ventured deeper into the woods, guided by the wolf's cryptic directions. The forest seemed alive, its branches clawing at her. Strange whispers filled the air. After what felt like hours, she found the crimson-leaved tree. It stood tall and menacing, its bark oozing a dark, sap-like substance. With trembling hands, she broke off a branch. The tree let out an unearthly shriek. The forest seemed to shudder. Shadows began to move, taking forms that chased her as she ran back toward the village. Reaching the clearing where the wolf waited, Elena quickly built a fire and threw the branch into the flames. The forest howled in rage, but as the fire consumed the branch, the wolf let out a deafening roar. Its massive form began to shift, shrinking and transforming until a man stood before her. He was tall and pale, with eyes that still held a hint of gold. "You have freed me," he said, his voice human but laced with gratitude. Before she could respond, the man disappeared into the night, leaving Elena alone with the dying fire. She never saw him again, but the forest grew silent and still, as if the curse had been lifted. From that night on, no one in the village ever spoke of the monstrous wolf again, but Elena could still feel the weight of its yellow eyes in her dreams.